Born with the Dead by Robert Silverberg. In my last book haul video, I expressed how happy I was to learn that Tor had put out their own version of double science fiction novels. This was one of the many blind spots in my knowledge of popular SF publications. Between 1988 and 1991, Tor published 36 double novels. Now that I know about them, I'll have to keep watch for more of these little treasures. Born with the Dead was only 90 pages long in this edition, so I read it in a single sitting. I suppose it would be classified as a novella rather than a novel. The Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association defines a novella as stories that fall between 17,500 and 40,000 words in length. According to Wikipedia, Silverberg said writing this book was one of his greatest challenges. It was originally published in the April 1974 issue of the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. It won the 1975 Nebula Award for Best Novella and the 1975 Locus Award for Best Novella. In the near future, it is possible for deceased humans to be rekindled. Once they are reanimated, they no longer age, they eat, but not much, their vital signs operate at a slower rate, and they are no longer capable of empathy. They gather together in communities of the rekindled and avoid contact with normal humans, whom they refer to as worms. This new class of citizen is spied upon by government agencies. The rekindled have been walking around on planet Earth for such a short time that legislation has not caught up with the circumstance. It seems authorities are primarily interested in passing laws that will enable them to collect taxes from the rekindled, because, as we all know, previously debts died with the debtor. The novel's protagonist, Jorge Klein, a Jew from Argentina, cannot accept the fact that his wife, Sibylle, died, has been rekindled, and now wants nothing to do with him. He basically stalks her and her rekindled companions, only to be rebuffed when he catches up with them in Zanzibar. Jorge is warned by friends to leave it alone, to move on, to stop humiliating himself. But like so many love-struck men in literature, he cannot let go of his obsession. When Jorge refuses to leave these dead ones alone, one of Sibylle's companions injects him with a deadly poison. He dies and is himself rekindled. Now he is welcomed into the group, but he finally gets what he was incapable of understanding when he was a living human, capable of love and compassion. The rekindled can pursue their selfish and destructive interests, but they care for absolutely no one. And now Jorge is as cold and dead as the woman with whom he was hopelessly in love. It is said the dead see all life as a vast, meaningless joke. As I was reading Born with the Dead, I found myself comparing these cold, dead people or rekindled humans to the so-called elites that are being named in the Epstein files. These are aloof individuals who care for no one, not even each other. They gather together solely for the sake of convenience. They enjoy killing extinct creatures who have been regenerated by geneticists. They travel the globe doing all sorts of unusual things, but finding joy in nothing. Silverberg was independently wealthy by the age of 30. Naturally, being a successful author for decades, he was exposed to a strata of society most of us know nothing about. Could it be that he was acquainted with heartless elites like the people in the Epstein files? like the sick elites in Stanley Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut? Did he know one percenters who considered life to be a vast, meaningless joke? Can this be the reason writing Born Among the Dead was one of his greatest challenges? Did the readers of 1974 see what Silverberg was saying with this novel? Did they get he was pointing a finger at the soulless ruling class? Or had Silverberg himself become one of the soulless elite and was therefore given awards which no longer meant anything to him? As you can see, this book sent me into a lot of dark speculation. As always, the novella was well written. As always with Silverberg, the story was more about what was going on in the minds, or you might even say the souls, of the characters. It held my interest, no doubt about that. Born with the Dead by Robert Silverberg, a novella that with just a few minor changes could be rewritten to describe behaviors and circumstances surrounding the class of people who are said to rule our world. If you enjoyed this channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. It's a zero-cost way to encourage the appreciation of SF among a wider audience.